Yo, what's good, man? This is MBS Central, MBS Uncensored. Make sure you go follow and subscribe to the channel. We're back at it, man. I'm Keo, of course. I got with me my good friend Red with me. What's going on?
Wagwan. Hey, NBS Central. Hey, Keo. What up, gang?
Red, where the hell you been?
Under a damn rock.
Okay, all right. So we back at it. So we got a lot to discuss tonight. So we're gonna start things off. And the first thing we're starting off with is PNB Rock. We lost them this past weekend. Tragic death went down in LA, and obviously things, rest in peace PNB Rock for once and foremost. Give your thoughts on it really quick about the passing of PNB Rock.
Well, with PNB passing, it is kind of tragic. What happened? Very unexpected. I hate the fact that we're losing so many great people in the music industry nowadays. But a lot of people are putting the blame on his girlfriend for posting the picture that they were at Chicken and Waffles, but they're not putting as much blame on the guy who actually tried to rob him and steal his chain. So for me, I kind of look at it at both ways. A lot of people's like, "Oh well, she shouldn't have posted it." But at the same time, I feel like he shouldn't have oh dude shouldn't have been trying to rob him. That's a bum ass move. But and he lost his life over a chain. I'm pretty sure he was trying to protect himself and his girl that was with him. Um, I feel like when you're talking to somebody and you're in the music industry, it's like you need to set some rules, I guess. Like, because I know with me, after a certain situation, like me and the gang, we already know, like, if we out somewhere, of course, take your pictures, do your little videos, post that shit once we leave, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know it's something going on, or if you big time or in the industry like how he was, and of course you need to let her know, like, okay, yeah, you can take your pictures and your videos and stuff like that, but once we get in the car, go ahead and post it. Don't post it while we still sitting here waiting for our food, eating, where it gives people the opportunity to pull up on us and you know rob us or try to do some foul stuff. So um I don't really put all the blame on her. It was kind of like a rookie move, but at the same time, I really put the blame on old dude because instead of trying to rob, maybe if you would have asked P and B like, "Hey man, I have no money. Can I have $5?" He probably would have gave you $100 just for out of respect. You don't have to come at people and rob them just because they got money or you feel like you want what they have. So um, that's just how I feel.
CC is with us. What's your thoughts about the PNB Rock passing away?
Well, I think that number one is that when you are in the limelight, you should never post your location until after you have securely and safely left that location. Now, what old girl did, of course, like Red said, that was a rookie move. That was what we like to call in the streets a young bitch move because it was. It's unfortunate that he lost his life, of course. As far as the dude who tried to rob him, you know, monkey sees, monkey does as monkey see, and I just have no words for that because it's just lame all around. Um, a lot of these rappers are dying and losing their lives, and it's sort of discouraging to the next generation.
Yeah,
But it's just like shoot, can't be a rapper, can't be an artist, can't be in any type of limelight without the negative causes because they're dissecting your life under a microscope.
um, I'm not gonna sit here and say, I was the biggest PNB Rock fan. I knew who he was just because I follow music like that. But you know, he he was from what I know, he was a very solid artist. He had a lot of things, in play coming up, and obviously he gets his life taken away, and the negative light that people are speaking on instead of mourning his death his death, and the criticism towards his girlfriend about dropping the location, about being a rookie move. He was in the wrong place in LA. He shouldn't have been there. You can say a lot of things, but at the end of the day, the dude lost his life at the end of the day. So, you know, things like this, got to stop happening, and it continues to happen. So, I think, you know, personalities at a high profile personalities, rappers, actors, all that, they just got to be cautious of their surroundings, who they're with, and where they're at. And obviously, like I said, his life is taken away and he can't get nothing back from it. So, once again, PNB Rock, rest in peace. But before we go, his girlfriend is getting some harsh criticism from social media. I seen artists like Cardi B actually backing her up on it. Does she deserve the blame and criticism of what's going on right now, especially what's happened after his death?
I kind of put it 50-50 on both of them, like the dude who tried to rob him and her, because I mean, honestly, we don't even know if it was her fault in the first place. Like, he could have been already trying to rob him, like pulling up like 2 seconds after she done posted the video. Like, we don't know. He could have already been at the chicken and waffles before she even posted it. Like, we don't know the full details. So it's just like, can we really put the blame fully on her? So I I can't, because I don't know. Like, I don't know the full story. I only know what is put out there, and they are just assuming that since she did post that picture, like she could have posted that picture, didn't even have no views, and that dude just walked in and tried to rob PNB. So it's like we don't know everything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put the blame on her. I mean, she's lost. I don't know how long they've been with each other. Now, I'm assuming for a while she lost somebody that was a huge part of her life. She's mourning and grieving right now, and we're over here throwing all this shade to her right now. I don't think she deserves the blame. Um, and obviously, what happened happened, man, and there's no way that we could ever change that. Put your guys' selves in that situation, man. Would it be right if somebody blames your significant other of especially what happens to you? So I just don't think it's right. I think social media, social media, man. They always gonna protect their artists and their favorites, and it's just sad that it has to come to this. But once again, man, rest in peace, PNB Rock, and may his legacy live on, man. But we got to transition to our next topic, and obviously, a topic like this, it's hard to transition over. So we're gonna talk about some sports coming up, and we're gonna talk about Dak Prescott, man. Dak Prescott injured his hand. He's gonna be out 4 to 6 weeks. So a lot of people have questioned the Cowboys and what type of team this is going to be moving forward. So with that being said, the Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott will be out 6 games. How many games can the Cowboys win with those 6 games with no Dak Prescott at all?
I think they might be able to win 4 games, 4 or 5.
That's it?
Yeah.
I think I think
Wow.
that the Cowboys are going to be absolutely fine.
4 or 5 games. That's all I'm thinking. We'll see though.
Okay. What do you say, CC? How many games they're gonna win?
I think if they try hard and play as a team, they might win every game that they need to.
Wow. Okay. I got the Cowboys. Shoot. I'm gonna say they're gonna be 2-4, man. 2-4. The Dallas Cowboys. You don't have Dak Prescott, man. That's what it comes down to. You do not have Dak Prescott. Um, I can't believe Red said 4 or 5 games. You say the Cowboys gonna be 5-1?
I said they're going to be fine.
No, no, I'm talking. I know saying that to Red. Red, you saying the Cowboys gonna be 5-1 in those 6 games?
No, I said 4.
So you saying they're gonna be 4-2?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that. So when Dak Prescott comes back, I'm gonna because if you tell the general public the Cowboys is gonna be 4-2 without Dak Prescott, I think they're probably gonna think you're a Dallas Cowboys fan
Oh
because I
well.
don't think because I don't think nobody believes. I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't even believe the Cowboys can be 4-2. You got Cooper Rush as their quarterback. Not
I don't honestly don't know how their backup quarterback is. I just picked a
okay.
number.
So we
I
got we
really
got we got some comments on here. Bumpy Bar said the Cowboys are going to be 3-3. Keyshawn Rose said the Cowboys going to be 2-4. I'm gonna go with 2-4 though. At best, they could go 3-3 though. So who knows? They might surprise us though. It's the Cowboys at the end of the day.
Y'all giving way too much power to the quarterback.
So all right,
What happened to
speaking.
y'all faith in them boys?
Hey man, the quarterback is the one that kind of dictates and controls the tempo of the game, so that plays a huge factor in it. Um, all right, let's go to another our next topic. Speaking of quarterbacks, Russell Wilson. He went against his former team this past weekend. He was talking about wanting out of Seattle. He's finally out of Seattle. Play against his former team. Ended up losing to his former team. So with that being said, how far can the Seahawks go without Russell Wilson?
well let's talk about the score. They lost by 1 point to the Seahawks. Um and it was a good game. He really put up a fight, and so did the Seahawks, and it was really, who was gonna come out on top. And it really came down to the kicker, honestly, at the last minute. And kickers only have one job: kick the damn ball. And if you can't do that, then you need to be replaced. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, they lost by 1 point. Um, I don't know if he took that to heart or he took it just as in a regular game, or he just took it really heavy since that is his old team and he had a point to prove. But I think the Seahawks might do okay without him. I'm not too sure, honestly. Like, I didn't really watch any preseason games. That was my first game of watching the Seahawks play, and it was the season opener. So I guess I can, see how they play next game when they're playing someone else. Um, a different quarterback. I feel like they kind of know how Russell Wilson plays. Like, those are his coaching staff, so they know like what's his good side, what's his bad side, his strong side, or how long he really can stay in the pocket. Because I mean, even though it's only been one summer of them training, you can't really change so much that they're not gonna know of, if that makes sense. Like you can change certain things about your dynamic and how you play and stuff like that, but you can't change every single thing to where they're not gonna know what you're gonna do. So him being playing against his old team, it's like his coaches know how he moves, like how he handles the ball, basically. Um, I don't know. I think the Seahawks, they might do okay. I wouldn't say it's going to be their best year. Um, but I feel like they might do okay just because they know they have a point to prove that they're going to be fine without Russell Wilson. I also think that the Broncos are probably going to have like a statement year with having him. So I guess we just have to wait and see.
Cece. Cece, go ahead. You're on mute. Cece, you're on mute.
My bad, y'all. So I think that the fact that he played his own team and still lost says everything about the Seahawks and what they're here to do. So I'm here for it. I want to see how this evolves. Him with the new team versus the old team. They're already 0-1.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I think that his point was not proven. He was better with the Seahawks than without, but hey, it's a new season, new game.
Um, I think the Seahawks. I don't think the Seahawks are gonna make the playoffs. I don't think they got a good enough team to make the playoffs. You got Geno Smith as your quarterback. Your backup quarterback's Drew Lock. You know, I think they swapped quarterbacks in that trade. And I don't see them making it to playoffs. They ain't gonna win their division. You got the Niners in their division. You got the defending champions, the LA Rams in your division. You got the Arizona Cardinals in your division. They're gonna finish last place. Are you kidding me, man? If I was the Seattle Seahawks, I would tank the season and I would wait and draft one of those quarterbacks like Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Geno Smith is not the answer. Geno Smith, who's been in the league the last 4 or 5 years, who couldn't handle a starting quarterback position. He did play pretty well in the very first game against the Denver Broncos. So he did play pretty well, but I don't think Geno Smith is the answer. I don't have the Seahawks going far. They won't be making the playoffs, and they'll finish last in their division. So I wasn't too impressed by that win against the Denver Broncos because it's the Denver Broncos, man. The Denver Broncos hasn't been good since Peyton Manning left. And if you think Russell Wilson's going to change that team, then well, we got a lot of issues, big issues. Um, okay. With that being said, I'm gonna go to something called. We're gonna pick the game of the week this week, and I'm just gonna go through one game off of the NFL schedule, and we're gonna give our predictions for Sunday's game. So we're gonna go with the game of the week. We're gonna go with the. Give me a second. We're gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. Who you guys got? Game of the week.
New Orleans Saints.
What?
The Saints.
Oh, you guys are tripping right now. I'm going with Tampa Bay, man. You got Tom Brady. You kidding me?
I'm not a
And
Tom
then,
Brady fan.
I was
hey,
gonna say fuck Tom Brady.
come on, man. That's Tom Brady, man. That's the goat. Like I know that you guys get tired of Tom Brady winning, and he's always in the mix of things. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta respect what that guy's been able to do, especially at the age he's been able to do it. And I just think they're a better overall team. I think they got a better defense. I think they just their offense is better. New Orleans are trying to figure out their identity of the offense. You don't got Drew Brees no more. Sean Payton's left. Over there, you got Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Leonard Fournette, and the defense is elite. So I'm going with Tampa Bay with this one. I do think it's going to be a close game. Okay, so that's our topic for sports for today. We're going to move on over to our next topic. We're going to talk some music. And we're going to talk about Nicki Minaj. She has the Super Freak remix out. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this remix. Is this one of them ones of Nicki Minaj that this is a banger, or is this not it?
Mm, she could have had harder hitters on this song, though. To be completely honest,
Wow, damn, Red's rough today, man.
I'm just saying Akbar. Really, Akbar. I'm not a fan of Akbar. I'm sorry. Just seeing that name being said that that's on a Nicki Minaj song, I'm like Akbar. Really? Okay, I love the JT, but Akbar. That's what I'm stuck on.
Wow, my God. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead, Cece.
No, I was asking, was it Akbar V that she had on the song?
Yes.
Okay, I thought that was who I heard, but I don't think it was Nicki's best work. When I first heard the song, I was like, okay, here goes some freaky pop and shit. Then at the end of the day, at the end of the song, nearing well after I listened to it for a little while, some type of shame came over me that would not um that would not let me be um basically I don't think I'll be playing that song in public.
Mm,
Wow. Is that like a twerking song to you guys, or is just a regular club song to you guys?
no, this is Let Me Clean My House. Play some Nicki Minaj
Wow, the song's called Super Freak, like
remix.
this
The original
super.
song is good. Now the remix is
Okay, all right. I wasn't a fan of the song either. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think it's that one we're looking for. Obviously, if you're a big Nicki fan, if you're part of the Barb's movement, you're probably gonna think it's the best song of all time. I don't think it's it though. Um, so with that being said, when it comes to the remix, who had the best verse on that song?
JT.
Go ahead, elaborate.
Oh, I'll always pick JT. I mean, it's either Nicki or JT, but definitely going to go with JT. I mean, because you kind of expect that out of Nicki, especially since that's her song. But everybody else who's on there, not so much. I mean, I feel like she could have had JT. She could have had Dream, um, Drizzy, but she did a song with Drizzy already. So I don't know if she's trying to like give other people opportunities, but she could have had Drizzy, JT, Dream Doll, Young and May, and that was still a bag.
Yeah, Young M.A.'s fire. Let's
Yeah,
see.
you know what I'm saying? That would have switched up her voice. That would have definitely switched up like the feeling of the song. But no, Akbar don't do nothing for me. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, CC. Who had the best verse?
I think Nicki. That's who caught my attention while listening to the song.
Okay. I'm going with JT also, man. I think JT's been lighting it up. I think when she gets on remixes, JT's different though, man. Um, yeah, I think JT's different. I want to see her do some, maybe like a solo album, do some a couple, a couple of solo projects, man. I want to see how she does because everybody knows Young Miami when we talk about City Girls. I think I think this is dope. She's jumping on all these remixes, so I think that's really fire for her for what she's doing. Okay, so we're moving on over to our very next topic for today, and we're gonna be talking about um Kanye West dropping the Gap deal. I guess he terminates the deal. So with that being said, did Kanye West make the right decision ending this huge Gap deal between him and that brand?
Yeah, so I listened to a little bit of the interview that they had with him. Um, and he did make sense. It was like, how are you gonna hire a leader and not let them lead? So I can definitely understand that part. And I thought the interview was kind of funny because the young lady who asked him that question, he said, I honestly don't care about how y'all feel. What do I look like arguing with somebody about some money? You don't got no money. And she said, understood, and left it at that. But I just thought that was funny. If y'all haven't watched or heard the interview about him dropping Gap, y'all should definitely listen into it. But I think he is right though. How would you expect him to come in and be a leader, but you're not letting him lead, but you're stealing his ideas and still using them? You know what I'm saying? So it's like I would drop you guys too because you're making money off of me, but you're not letting me do what you said that I was supposed to come in here and do. So yeah, I would definitely drop Gap too.
Go ahead, CC.
Well, this is not the first deal that Kanye has dropped. Um, what y'all laughing for?
Go ahead. You always got
It's
something negative to say about Kanye.
I'm a Kanye West fan. I love some Ye. Now I wasn't a fan of his antics when he was divorcing from Kim. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna because I'm definitely not a Kardashian fan. I'm definitely a Yeezy fan. But this is what it is. You know that he recently had to deal with Adidas, and that was who was producing all his Yeezys. Whew. Excuse me, y'all. Bless my heart. I'm tired. Okay, so that was who was exclusively producing the Yeezy shoes, the Yeezy brand. Now he dropped them because they started stealing his designs also. Now he's starting to work with Gap, and we see the same thing is happening, is repeating itself. And I think that this is going to continue to repeat itself until Kanye takes his whole Yeezy um, platform corporation company, and he has to literally go independent, find his own manufacturers. I don't know if he has to go to China and get a sweatshop himself and have the people sewing up his stuff and making the stuff out there. But something's gonna have to happen because him having deals with people and sponsorships hasn't been working. And
Okay.
he's so big of a mogul and he has so much money to where he can start his own factory.
Okay.
Yeezy could be, I believe that Yeezy could be just as big as Nike, just as big as Reebok, Puma, all of the classics.
Okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. I was never a fan to begin with him when he signed with Gap. We talking about Kanye West. Kanye West partnering or signing a deal with Gap. Gap doesn't seem like the ideal company for Gap. Like for instance, do you guys wear Gap?
No.
Okay, exactly.
Oh, Navy, the Banana Republic.
like I
Yeah.
like the people Kanye that he's trying to capture and attract to, they don't wear Gap. You look at the people that wears his brand from like the Yeezy brands, especially the shoes, you don't see them being trapped into Gap. Like I was never a fan of Gap, and I wasn't. The deal doesn't make sense to me, so I wasn't even surprised when he terminated the deal with them. So it did nothing. He didn't benefit from nothing at all from it. They benefit from it, if anything. Gap benefited off of Kanye West because it's Kanye West. But I think it was a smart move, and I think Kanye just should just continue with the Yeezy brand. Like you see a lot of solo companies, and they have skyrocketed with just being independent. You look at Supreme. Everybody loves themselves some Supreme. You look at the Jordan brand. Look how popular the Jordan brand is. So I think Kanye should just stick to his own brand, and I think he'll be fine because people's gonna buy his shit regardless, no matter where he goes and who he signs with. Um, okay, we're gonna move on to our very last topic before we get to our question of the week. And India and Lil Durk, as reported, they've broke up. And obviously, we know what's going on with Blueface and Christian Rock. Oh man, talking about relationships. So with that being said, which one of these relationship do you see likely continuing moving forward?
Baby, Krishan Rock is not gonna leave that man. You gotta
Oh,
Blueface would have to die for that girl to leave that man alone, okay? They literally talking about Krishan Rock and Blueface. Blueface done knocked out Krishan daddy today within the last 4 hours. They're in Baltimore. Where apparently they were supposed to have some type of conversation. Blueface and her dad, and the whole thing just went left, and he punched her daddy. So it's like a whole
Wow.
bunch of stuff going on. Her family was there trying to fight. His mama always got something to say about Krishan. I really think she in love with Krishan too. I think she really mad that she with Blueface and not her, cause she be riding her areas. But anyways, yeah, that's the tea about them too. So I don't know how Dirk apparently allegedly India broke up with Dirk because he had a baby for 2 years and did not tell her about it.
Wow.
So
You know why? You know why she broke up with Dirk?
yeah, that's the
This is the
reason.
no. This is the real reason why. I'm
Oh,
about to.
tell me please.
Cause Dirk don't be sliding for his homies, man. Are you kidding me?
Oh well.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Cece. What's your take on this?
well, I think that Rock and Blueface gonna last because type of love that they got, that shit crazy and strong. That's that dangerously in love. That's that shit Beyonce used to talk about. Cause boy, oh boy, they didn't put each other through the ringer, still together. He supporting her. She not going nowhere. And India Durkio finally broke up. I didn't know why, but I've just been enlightened. And if this man had a baby on her for the last 2 years and didn't say shit about it, he's going down.
Mm, I don't agree with these ladies too much when we go on here, but I actually do agree with you guys when it comes to this Chrissy and Rock Blueface. That's the relationship that's more likely to last. If you look at what they've gone through and they're still together, I don't know what could possibly happen for them not to be together.
I
Like,
mean, just look at it like this. Blueface just had a baby on Rock with his baby mama. She didn't leave him. I guess Durkio had a baby on India and she loved him. That's the difference.
and Dirk has more of an attention on him because he's more of a high profile artist. Like he's more popping than him, and obviously Drake, he got a lot of situations that's going on, and he don't want to put India in that situation. So obviously, I wouldn't be surprised if she wanted to get out of those drama and situations like that. And obviously, you're gonna have a whole bunch of females throwing themselves at Lil Durk. And I don't think India is the type that'll run up and pull up on one of them females. But Christiane Rock will if somebody try to get at Blueface. So I think that's the huge difference. And yeah, I think Christian Rock and Blueface is the relationship that will likely last longer. Okay, let's go. We got question of the week before we wrap up tonight's show. So, as we talk about relationships, would you stay in a toxic relationship or would you leave?
Oh, baby, it depends on how toxic it is.
Thank you. I was
Is
just
it?
thinking the same thing. So it depends on the level of toxicity.
So why do like 50 to 60% of the females end up staying in these toxic relationships? What's your advice for them? Go ahead, tell them, Red, CC. What's your advice for them?
First off, if you gonna stay in a toxic relationship, baby, you gotta have a strong backbone or something, or you must have hands or something. Cause baby, when it's time to defend yourself or whatever's going on, don't go out like no hoe. You better, step 10 toes down because I tell them at the beginning, baby, if you ever put your hands on me, just know you're gonna have two more coming right back at you. I don't care. My hands are bisexual. I will fight you. And that's just that. You wanna tear my shit up, I'm gonna tear your shit up.
Mhm.
But
Go
we
ahead.
That's a
it's
toxic shit.
Go
yeah.
ahead, CC. What's your advice for them?
My advice for is like if you're gonna be in a toxic relationship, make sure that your cup runneth over. And with that said, I mean, make sure that you're not lacking in any other parts of your life. It's okay to be a little bit over obsessed. It's okay to, what I'm saying, stalk a nigga every now and again. But make sure that the person that you're with is putting in that work to keep you. Make sure that you're happy sexually, emotionally, you know what I'm saying? When your cup runneth over in the abundance of happiness, that toxic shit bound to come. It's too much good loving going on around here. Something ain't right. But if you're lacking and out here acting crazy and dealing with craziness and your rent ain't paid and your bills ain't paid and you're struggling, that's a whole nother type of toxic, baby. That's too much like suffering. And God didn't build me to suffer. But like when I say toxicity, I'm talking about like toxic, regular toxicity. Like if I'm talking shit, you can choke me up a little bit, even cut off the air circulation just a smidge. I should be able to to get my breath, but just know when to stop. You know what I'm saying?
um okay, so have you guys experienced a toxic relationship? Like you guys been involved in one? I mean, you don't have to answer that. I know that may be personal, but
No, yeah. I've been in a toxic relationship. And guess where he at? Left.
so Red,
So
how
you got
how
what?
He got left. I,
so
right, he went left.
so ho- so Red, how many chances did you give this person until you said, "Hey, it's a wrap"?
Mm, I don't know. It was a couple.
Oh wow. Okay. Cece, what about you? You experienced a toxic relationship?
I think that in the last decade I've been in one that was really really toxic. Um, and we lasted probably 2013 we lasted probably a year, 2014, and he was so toxic. I left him the house, the cars, whatever we had accumulated together, and I moved back to Europe. I moved back to
Wow.
Europe for 3 months. I needed a reset because he was on drugs, putting his hands on me, didn't want to pay his half of the
Mm.
bills. Oh, it was bad. It was bad, bad. I went to jail for stabbing him. Oh, it was bad,
Somebody
bad,
somebody
bad.
wanted to say hi to you guys.
Oh,
Yo! What's up with the fam bam, bro? Where you at? We
No,
missing you, man.
Q's in the comments right now, Red.
oh, I missed it. I had seen something pop away.
Oh, Cece, really quick. Now, how many times for you did it take for you to leave?
Ooh, Baby, it was a long struggle. Like me, I didn't leave because of all of the investment and all of the hard work I put into our living situation. I was hoping honestly that he would decide to leave and leave everything to me. But at the same time, he was unstable emotionally. Like it was to the point where my father came to stay with us, and my father almost killed him. So at that point, when I seen my father's finna snap his neck like a chicken, and mind you, my father's Nigerian, so he don't play that shit. He had him in on his knees with his about to snap his neck, and all I can remember saying, "No, no, no, let's just pack up our stuff and leave right now." And we packed up our stuff and we left.
Oh
And
wow.
I could say like it took a good, I would say a good 6 months of fighting, me going to jail, him going to jail. The DA dropping cases against all of us. It was just a lot. It was just a lot for no reason. The sex
Mm.
wasn't that good. Like I said, the only reason why I didn't want to leave is because I was the only one paying the rent and paying the bills and picking up the slack where he would leave off because he
Oh,
was too busy snorting coke, getting high, and didn't want to pay his half of the bills.
just so you know, I was in a toxic relationship before, but obviously I wasn't the toxic one. Um, it took me more than a couple times to actually leave, like because I think when you're so attached to somebody and you're in love with somebody, you can't just get over them like that and leave them like that. It's harder than people think when you say just leave the relationship, get out of that relationship. That shit ain't easy. Like I had conversations with you, Red, and Cece about things like this. And that shit ain't easy. Like I just think that there's a lot that comes into play with it. Like when your friends and family say just leave, you ain't gonna leave. And that's what it comes down to. But obviously I learn from my mistakes, and obviously I make sure I don't put myself in these situations ever again. All right. So with that being said, that is our question of the week. And I'm glad to see both of you guys back on here. And now let's wrap things up and go to our shout outs.
Hey, who doing shout outs first?
Okay, I'll do shout outs first. Well, shout out to the whole MBS fam. Of course, this is another weekly stream brought to you guys by MBS. Shout out to everybody at the HCSO, gang gang.
Um,
All right, shout out to the team. Shout out to CC. Shout out to Keo. Shout out to everybody who's listening. Shout out to everybody who commented. Shout out to Q, Missy Big Dog. Um, Shout out to Texas, baby. Shout out to freaking football season is back in session. I've been waiting for this all my life. I swear I have. So, yeah.
yo, shout out to Red, shout out to CC. Glad to see you guys back on. I and obviously the supporters that people always tune in. I know we've been a little bit inconsistent lately, but we're trying to get things back on track. So I think this is a good start for today's show, and I'm glad to see Red, CC back on here. Definitely appreciate everything you guys do, and you guys always been there no matter what. But with that being said, make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is MBS. Let's talk about it, and we'll see you guys back next week. Peace.
Yay. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.